You don't know when it starts.
Good morning. I call to order the October 15th, 2019 meeting of the Saline County Board of Commissioners. Will clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Chadwick?
Here.
Commissioner Sparks?
Here.
Commissioner Hendrickson?
Here.
Commissioner Weiss?
Here.
Commissioner White?
Here.
I ask you please stand and join me in the flag salute followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We now move to the public forum portion of our meeting where citizens may speak on county government, usually limited to 3 minutes, and pertaining to items that are not on today's agenda. Does anyone wish to address the commission? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for regular business. Item number 1.
Approve agenda for public forum as presented.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the agenda for the public forum as presented.
Second the motion.
Been moved and seconded that we approve today's agenda. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Item number 2.
Approval of county commission minutes for October 8th, 2019.
Mr. Chairman, I move we accept the county commission minutes of October 8th, 2019 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the county commission minutes of October 8th, 2019. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 3.
Proclamation Rolling Hills Zoo Day on October 26th is Robert Jenkins, the executive director for Rolling Hills Zoo.
Good morning, Mr. Jenkins.
Good morning, Commissioners. How are you all doing?
Good.
Very good. It's my pleasure today to present the proclamation commemorating October 26th as Rolling Hills Zoo Day in the County of Saline. Whereas the year 2019 is recognized as the 20th anniversary of Rolling Hills Zoo, our local zoological and conservation institution, which develops educational living displays of the natural world for our citizens and our visitors. And whereas this milestone in Rolling Hills Zoo's history underscores the importance of its impact in the cultivation of a healthy respect and concern for our natural world. And whereas the zoo is committed to serving our residents and visitors proudly, proficiently, digitally, and generously by improving and enhancing the quality of life in our community. And whereas the zoo annually contributes significantly to the economic well-being of the County of Saline since its opening through tourism and public events. And whereas the County of Saline continues to be fortunate and benefiting from the work performed by the zoo every day, particularly in its education and public programs and community involvement. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Saline County Board of Commissioners hereby formally recognizes the 20-year history of the Rolling Hills Zoo, its board of directors and professional staff in advocating efficient, effective, responsive, and exemplary professional animal management and welfare, and its commitment to the conservation of the natural world by declaring the zoo's anniversary date of October 26, 2019 as Rolling Hills Zoo Day. Signed this 15th day of October in 2019.
Well said.
I've had a lot of practice. Before we begin, I do want to compliment your staff, particularly Linda and Nancy upstairs. There were 2 typos in the original, you may have noticed. They corrected those at 8:15 this morning for your consideration. Thanks
They
to
do
them.
a wonderful job. We're proud of them.
Very good.
Do you have any other activities planned in the
We have
recognition?
a wealth of activities planned for the 26th. I want to invite you and everybody here because we're going to roll back admission prices to $19.99, which are virtually a half price from what they are today. And so come on out. We've got all kinds of things planned throughout the day, keeper talks, activities, etc. We got so much going on, I can't keep it all in my head when all is said and done. But we're incredibly proud to be here in the County of Saline. We're incredibly proud to be of service to the county and to the residents here. And we look forward to another 20 years.
Well,
But I will be back in 5.
Hopefully so. I do have a signed proclamation if you'd like to come forward and receive that. And thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nice to meet you. You bet. Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Thank you.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the proclamation.
Mr. Chairman, I move we proclaim October 26, 2019 as Rolling Hills Zoo Day in recognition of their 20th anniversary.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded that we proclaim October 26, 2019 as Rolling Hills Zoo Day in recognition of their 20th anniversary. All of those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion does carry. Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Thank you. Thank you for providing such a beautiful zoo out there.
Absolute pleasure.
It is just,
We enjoy it a lot.
it is beautiful.
We'll move on to item number 4.
RFA 177-19, bid award for minivan with Annie Rivas, Community Corrections Director.
Good morning, Annie.
I'm here in front of you today requesting permission to accept the bid for a new 2019 Dodge Caravan from Marshall Motors. The bid price is $18,288, and that's with a trade-in allowance of $11,097 for a 2009 Dodge Caravan. The bid without trade was $29,385. We want to accept the bid with the trade-in allowance. Those dollars were budgeted in our fiscal year 20 funding allocation budgets for both the juvenile and adult, and we'll split that between both those budgets if approved.
Was there any other bids, or is this the only bid that?
That was the only bid.
Commissioners, typically, that's what we see, especially with minivans. The other two vendors would be a Toyota or Honda, and we've never had any luck with getting them to bid. Ford no longer makes a minivan style that is to what Community Corrections needs.
Okay, interesting. Comments from commissioners, questions?
What is this van used for? I mean,
Lots of different things. In fact,
Okay.
other county departments have borrowed it for training events when they have a large group. So we use it for training
Okay.
events, but many times we transport youth or adult clients, sometimes their families, and so we need the extra space for those kind of things also. So the minivan is utilized in that way. We have another minivan that we use that has I call it a gate, I don't know what you want to call it, but that happens when we may be picking up a client and we are transporting to jail. We use that van specifically for those purposes, but this van is a multi-purpose van for a variety of things.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome to borrow it if you need it.
Annie, why did they not bid you a 2020? Why did they change it to a 2019?
Oh, that's a question I don't know, Commissioner. I can find out, but I'm not sure, maybe,
That's what we had put in the bid specifications, was
Okay.
2019.
okay.
I'm sorry?
That's what was put in the bid specifications was 2019. It's new. It's a new 2019.
In the bid specs, I see it, the model year shall be a new 2020, and they changed that to a 2019.
That does say that on
You're
that
right.
bid sheet.
I apologize.
And the catch there, I think, and I'll pick up on that a little bit, is that when it comes time to trade this in, it's going to reflect the 2019 versus the 2020 regardless
Right.
of how many miles are on it, so not the end of the world, but
No,
Right.
Perhaps
I
they're-
didn't know if they had an explanation, but
I did not notice that, so
correct.
that's the first time I've done it. Now, if you guys want to, if the commissioners decides to put this on hold, we can sure check into it.
my guess is that 2019 price is a little better, because it's model year closeouts. I'm
Sure.
guessing you got the better price.
Probably, but, yeah,
it's not a deal breaker for me, Annie. so.
okay.
Any further questions? Any public comment? Bring it back to the commission for questions, proposals.
Mr. Chairman, I move we award the bid for one 2019 Dodge Caravan to Marshall Motors in the amount of $18,288 with trade-in.
Second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve RFA 177-19 bid award for a minivan. And is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Okay.
Opposed, same sign. The motion does carry.
Thank you.
We'll move to item number 5.
County engineer update with Justin Mader, county engineer.
Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, Commissioners. You should have a 11 by 17 map, actually two maps, one for 2019 proposed road and bridge program and one for 2020. I've got it up here on the projector as well. I'll try to make this pretty brief and just update you on the projects that we have not completed yet in 2019. And so I'll go ahead and just get started with, actually, we've got two bridge projects that were contracted in 2018 that have not been completed yet. Reese would like to modify the structure configuration from a reinforced concrete box to a span configuration. And they're putting that proposal together. And I've been in communication with them quite a bit, and providing my requirements to change the structure type. And we've been kind of working through that, and I think that's, well, I will allow that. But I still have not received a firm proposal on that yet. But they're looking at a spring of 2020 for those two types of projects.
And that project was where?
There's one on Reese Road and one on Hoenick Road.
Okay.
So for the 2019 bridge projects that we've not completed yet, is the first one is on Waterwell Road between Niles and Whitmore. L&M contractors are going to start that project next week, Monday, is what their schedule is showing right now. So we should be getting some signs up this week with a date, just kind of letting the local traffic know that it's going to be closed next week as well. So, and that'll be a 6-month-long project where the road will be closed in that area. We've got 6 reinforced concrete box bridge projects that we bid here a couple months ago. Reese Construction was awarded all projects for that for $427,426.60. And Reese is looking at starting those projects in mid-November. And why these are going to be started before the 2018 projects is because they've got different crews that perform the different types, construct the different types of projects. So their reinforced concrete box crews are going to be freed up earlier than their span type crews, and so that's why it's scheduled the way it is. So the crack seal, we did do quite a bit of the crack seal. Pavement Pros is the contractor for that before the chip seal started, and so that we did that mid to late summer. However, they needed to come back and finish those. And on the map, they show those are the red lines, and they started that yesterday to finish that project up. So right now, they're down on Gypsum Valley Road. And so you'll have local traffic will be transported through the construction by a pilot car. The bituminous chip seal, Circle C Paving completed that work here a couple weeks ago. And the final cost for our chip seal was $840,591.94. I feel like they did a pretty good job on that project. The asphalt patching and overlay, those are the black lines on the map. And APAC Kansas is under contract to do this work. They started on North Street just patching last week. And they got North Street all patched up, and there was quite a bit of patching on that. And then they pulled off and are supposed to come back later this week to continue patching. Okay, so there's some patching they need to do on Sundgren and some patching on Waterwell Road over by Holmes and Simpson, those two half-mile sections in there before the overlay. We've got to do some work before they can do that. And once they get all the patching done, they'll bring in the overlay crew to where we'll actually start doing the overlays on that.
Justin, what, yesterday, I noticed there was action on Magnolia, east of, in front of the church there, that's County Road, I believe.
Yeah, I'm picturing the road.
East of Markley?
Yeah, I don't think that's nothing that I'm involved with.
Okay, maybe that's all the city stuff
It's-
then, because it actually
could be.
started back at the bridge, and it went east, on east. I'm just curious, because I didn't remember that we'd had anything going there either. But,
The only thing I know of is that they're putting in a new pump station there. They're doing road.
no, this was an overlay or something, but perhaps
Yeah,
that's the city. I mean, I'm not.
It's got to be the city, because
Okay.
it's not one of my projects.
Okay, it's just,
So-
What's the window of opportunity for your overlay? How late can they go?
It's temperature dependent, so there's some years where they can be working in early December, and some years where they've got to be done early November. But it's, the specification is 40 degrees and rising. And so in order to do that, so you get a lot of days in November where you can still be putting asphalt down. Okay, next we're not going to be doing this year, but I'm going to bring it up, and that's the Waterwell Road reconstruction project from Burma to Lightville. And I just want to mention that we'll be rebidding that project in either November or December timeframe. And so we'll have that later on this year. Just the bid, not the construction. The construction will probably be a summer or fall of 2020. So, okay, so that's all I had for 2019. Does anybody have any questions on our 2019 projects?
No, and I want to compliment you on these maps, the detailed and the clarity of which they're presented to us, that we can read them. Outstanding.
Well, thank you. I did change the colors from the previous maps. For instance, I thought our asphalt overlay line should be black, just because it more represents asphalt. And so I'm going to try to be very consistent on even the color and line styles, and I think that helps from year to year too, as you're looking at different years' maps. So.
I appreciate color coordination. Thank you. Could you back up to your first
Sure.
project? I didn't quite catch all that. They're reconfiguring the design on a typical reinforced concrete box?
Yes, and these two projects they're big structures. I mean, they bid a 30-foot span by 13-foot tall single box project, and that's a big box. And this was in 2018, so this is before I think my predecessor designed that and bid it out. The issue that Reese is having is that year they bid all their projects way too cheap. And they're trying to find a more economical structure for them to build. It's still going to be for the same price. That's one thing I made it pretty firm. It'll be, whatever we do, it's I'm not going to pay more to do this. And so they're looking at the span structures. And the biggest issue is all the water that's in those channels. All that water can cause a lot of problems when you're building a box. And so if you do a span structure where you're driving pile, and as soon as you get done with the pile driving and constructing the back wall, you're kind of up out of the water now. You don't need to be down in the channel, and that's what they're looking at.
I see.
So, but I'm being very careful on what I'm allowing on these projects. I definitely don't want to sacrifice any quality for their benefit. So.
Thanks for explaining.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The next, I'll go through this real quick, is this is the 2020 proposed road and bridge program. And this is, something that me and my staff have been trying to hammer out. Let me flip this slide here. To see what we're going to be doing next year. And this is definitely an iterative process. We add roads, we add bridge projects, and we remove bridge projects, and trying to get stuff to fit in right. But this is kind of where we're at right now. We still need to put final numbers, estimates together to make sure it all fits within budget. But this is kind of what we're thinking of, where it's the same thing where the brown rectangle is the span structure, and that's the Minter Road Bridge project that's been on the books for 5 or 6 years. It's been around for quite a while. The blue circles on the map are 6 reinforced concrete bridge projects. I've got one project on North Street that I've submitted for what's called the Kansas Local Bridge Improvement Program. KDOT has not awarded those projects yet. I'm very hopeful that we'll get one, and that's if we receive a project through that program we'll receive $150,000. It's a reimbursable program, and then if we close another bridge or replace it with a non-bridge size structure, we'll get an additional $50,000. So we could be receiving, and I've got a perfect structure for that, and so we could be receiving up to $200,000 for that. So the pavement, the crack seal is the red lines, the chip seal is the blue lines, and the overlay is the black line. I do want to mention on the overlays, there's Centennial. There's that half mile north of Waterwell Road. That'll be a joint project with the city. The city owns half of that right of way, and we own the other half. As well as there's a couple, I use triangles, but to represent small spot projects in the county where we're going to do some overlays, and there's several low water crossings that are asphalt, and we want to get overlaid, but then we're also going to add an apron to an intersection and a curve where there's been some traffic accidents where the gravel is drug onto the main through road, and especially it's an issue with motorcycles, and so we're going to have APEC, or whoever the contractor is, I shouldn't say APEC, add a significant asphalt apron so the gravel will stay off that main road. So that was about it. So does anybody have any questions for the 2020?
I want to ask just a quick question here. Is like, I know 2 years ago when we done the overlay, this chip and seal on Waterwell.
Uh-huh.
And at that same time, the county built up Simpson Road. They redone that 2-mile stretch of Simpson Road. And half that funds was saved back to do that next year. And so this year is come and gone. And I don't see it on any of this here. So what happened to that?
That's still something that I think we need to have a little more, some conversation with you guys in a work study sometime about it. Do we want to complete that project and add it to our list? So that's why this is this map is still kind of a work in progress. There's still some issues and and projects that we're still moving around, and that's a good one that I think we need to talk about.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Justin. Appreciate it very much. Any other questions, comments for Justin? We appreciate it. Thank you for your hard work. We'll move to item number 6.
County Administrator update.
Well, good morning, Commissioners. I'm going to take over this part of it. This is an update and potential action item for the actual county administrator position. Our search for a new county administrator began at the end of August. We received a total of 26 applications for consideration. At that point in time, we scheduled interviews on September the 30th, is where we held our first round of interviews. Members of that particular interview committee were Marilyn Leamer, our HR director, Chairman Vidrickson, Mike Montoya, our county councilor, and Brad Hammond, who is the current administrator for Dickinson County. On October the 8th, the full board of county commissioners conducted the final round of interviews, and through that process, an approved candidate had been identified. And before you is an employment contract with Mr. Philip Smith-Haynes. Mr. Smith-Haynes has reviewed this contract as well as our county council, and the terms and conditions have been agreed upon by the prospective candidate. It is now up to this Board of County Commissioners to approve or deny this employment contract for a county administrator for Saline County.
Okay, are there further comments or questions? If not, well, I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve by signature the county administrator's contract as presented.
Second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve by signature the county administrator's contract with Philip Smith-Haynes as presented. All of those in favor say aye. 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 Opposed, same sign. The motion does carry. I will state that Philip Smith-Haynes, he's the current Ellis County administrator, and he will serve as the Saline County administrator effective December 2nd, 2019. And he comes to Saline County after a career of more than 23 years that has spanned both city and county governments in 2 different states. He served as the county administrator since 2009, first in California, and for the past 3.5 years in Ellis County, Kansas. And I will quote from Mr. Haynes at this point, Smith-Haynes, "Ellis County's been a wonderful experience, and he will miss the people there, but he's so excited to be joining Saline County. Saline County has several exciting projects in the works, and he's looking forward to being part of the community. He's confident that this is the right move for him and his family. Smith-Haynes grew up in Marion County, Kansas, and Oklahoma, as well as a short stint in Cloud County. Graduated from Marion High School. He has degrees from Kansas State University, Washburn University, and the University of Kansas. I will tell you that this has been a long search. It seems like a long search. It hasn't been all that long, I guess, but exhausting to say the least. We've all been excited to welcome him aboard. Like I said earlier, he will start on December the 2nd, 2019. And we're very excited to get someone with Mr. Smith-Haynes' experience and knowledge. He currently serves as the president of the Kansas Association of County Administrators, so he is well-versed in this area, and we're very lucky, I think, to get someone with this length of experience, and he can hit the ground running, and I know that our staff with Marilyn and Hannah are going to be valuable in that the process of getting him going too, so we're looking forward to that a great deal. So we welcome him to Saline County. So that having been said, is there any other business to come before the commission or announcements?
Mr. Chairman, I do have a statement from Mr. Philip Smith-Haynes
Okay.
that he had asked for me to read, if you...
Go ahead.
Okay. It says, "Dear Commissioners, I regret that I'm not able to join you for today's meeting, but I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. I want to thank you for the trust that you have put in me by naming me as your next county administrator. I will do my best to maintain that trust. Although our interactions during the interview process were brief, I can truly say that I'm looking forward to getting to know each of you better. I'm excited about the opportunity to join you in shaping the future of Saline County. I have already been prepping Hannah with questions in an effort to hit the ground running on December the 2nd. I am also looking forward to meeting and working with all of the department heads and staff in Saline County, as well as the members of the community. Thank you again, and I will see you soon. Sincerely, Philip Smith-Haynes."
Very good. So we're, like I said, we're very excited to have him join our staff and lead our county into the next year, and we've got a lot of projects for sure that you're going to need some guidance. So I will take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we adjourn today's meeting. All of those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. We'll have a short administrator's update following immediately.
You didn't.